Welcome back to another video. Today is a full review. This is from Atelier des Ors and it is Rose Omeyyade. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but there you go. This one is a sweet rose fragrance. It opens up with, like I say, a sweet rose. There is pink pepper in the opening, so it's a little bit spiced. And it's almost a jammy sweet rose. There is raspberry in here as well, which I guess is the association of a jamminess to the rose. So you get a raspberry jammy rose scent with an initial subtle hint of pink pepper spice, and basically that's the bulk of the fragrance. It tones down, the spice disappears, and you're left with a sweetened rose accord with some underlining woody nuances. There are specific woods listed in here. I don't smell them, so to speak. Oud is listed, I don't smell any oud. Gaiac wood is listed, I don't smell any gaiac wood. Sandalwood is listed, and I don't get the impression of sandalwood personally. The official notes for this one are rose and raspberry with brown sugar and oud, patchouli, amber, gaiac wood, sandalwood, and pink pepper. I kind of just get a general woodiness, if that makes sense. There is a feeling of a smooth wood, but it's not specific enough to be able to tell what it is. It's just a woodiness with this sweetened rose accord on top of it. And that's the entirety of the fragrance. It tones down at that. I think it smells nice, but it's not unique. I've smelled, I think there's this genre of sweet rose oud fragrances, even though this is what you would say maybe is a rose oud combo. You don't really smell the oud. It's a sweet rose fragrance with some woody notes. There's so many of these on the market that they're quite difficult to stand out and impress me, because there's just so many of them, and this falls into that ballpark in my opinion. It's nice, it's pleasant, but you've smelled it a lot from many other brands, so it's really not doing anything new or different or innovative in any kind of way. It's a sweet woody rose fragrance that you've probably smelled something similar to, but it's pleasant. I would say it's unisex, leaning on the feminine for some people, so some men might find it a little bit more the feminine side. I wore it quite happily and found it pretty unisex in my opinion. For me, I would prefer, or my taste for this kind of sweetened woody rose, my personal preference is something like Oud Satin Mood by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. That one is a little bit more complicated and deeper, and I find that one more pleasurable to my senses. But this one is nice. It's just it smells very relatable to a lot of other fragrances within the same ballpark. In terms of performance, not bad. I would say around 6 hours usable longevity, but the thing is, and that was like from the hand, after about 6 hours I couldn't really smell it on my hand anymore, but around my neck I did get soft kind of nuances of it when I woke up in the morning, so probably around 12 hours longevity, softly. So 6 to 12 hours, I know that's a bit vague, but on my hand it seemed to give me 6, and around my neck it seemed to be more like 12, so that's something I noticed, with the projection and sillage being modest but noticeable within the first 3 to 4 hours, so you'll easily smell it around yourself softly in little waves now and again for 3 to 4 hours with this one. So the performance is pretty good. Season, cold weather fragrance, autumn, winter, more of a nighttime fragrance in my opinion. It's more of that kind of vibe. For a woman, nighttime date kind of fragrance. There is maybe a slightly sexy, sensual quality to it as it dries down. So I think it would be good for something like a date night, or going out for a nice meal with a partner or something like that. But it definitely strikes me as cold weather nighttime, and that's about all I can say, it's a pretty short review because I can't really describe it any better than that. I don't smell a lot of the notes that are listed. I just get a sweet jammy rose that fades out and it gets a little bit woody in the dry down, and that's it. And I like it, but it doesn't strike me as one I would go out of my way to recommend, just because there's so many in that genre that it just doesn't really stand out, even though it's good. And that's the thing, there's so many sweet rose fragrances out there. Let me know if you've tried it and if you love it, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time with another video. Take care everyone, bye.